I don't know why, but I feel like there's something different about this place. Claire tried to figure out what was different about the shelter they were walking through compared to the world outside. Though it was hard to form into words, the feeling was akin to having more energy inside of herself, as though having drunk coffee like her parents would in the morning before work. Maybe it has something to do with how clean the air feels and being surrounded by nature. Claire felt like it was the best explanation. Though the air was clean when walking around the fort, for some reason, it was nothing compared to the interior of the shelter. It made her wonder how much of it was due to the effect that humans were having on the world. As they were walking through the shelter, Claire enjoyed to feel the grass beneath her feet. Even though they were stepping on it, it didn't feel as though they were hurting it. The grass would bounce back with vitality after their feet ceased to press down on it. There was a feeling of walking on top of clouds. "Are those apples?" Hannah asked. Hearing Hannah's words, Claire's eyes looked to find what her friend was talking about. It didn't take long before she was looking at a tree that had bright red apples growing on it. "Yes," the dryad laughed at Hannah's enthusiasm. This shelter was designed to elevate natural foods often found in nature. We, at Star and Moon, hope to design a feeling of being closer to the natural world inside of this place. Pointing away from them to another location, there are even pear trees that grow pears big enough to not even fit in a person's hand. If you were to bite into them, the juices from inside would overflow. Does this mean that the other shelters are designed for a different purpose? Claire was curious about the wording. As though enjoying how Claire was always curious about the information provided, the woman smiled. "You may have a chance to learn more about the other areas, so I wouldn't want to spoil anything for you." Turning to look away, the woman said, "Let us move to a different area. I think we can skip the living area, since it's pretty self-explanatory." Where are the places for people to live? Claire didn't understand what the woman meant. As they walked around, they hadn't seen anything for people to live once entering the shelter. Instead of answering their question, the woman continued to walk away. Claire looked over at Hannah, feeling a little frustrated. "I think she enjoys leaving things unanswered." Hannah had a frown on her face, much like Claire. Nodding, Claire followed after the woman. Though it looked like the woman was walking further into the open area, what soon amazed the two girls was how the world in front of them began to shimmer. When they got closer, there were no longer trees and grass, but an area similar to where they were before taking the elevator with the metal walls and displays. Looking back at them, the woman smiled. "I'm sure you're curious about what just happened." Claire was still shocked by what had just occurred, making her silently nod her head. "It's not anything that amazing. The technique used is similar to an optical illusion, where you think the area is continuing, like the real world, but ends if you get outside of its limits," the woman explained. Motioning with her hands for the two girls to follow, she moved into the new area. In front of them was a stairway, elevator, and large screen. There are numerous layers making up the shelter. The other layers can be accessed by either taking the stairs or the elevator, whichever you prefer. The woman pointed at the screen. If you're curious about the other areas of the shelter, you can walk up to one of these displays. As she got close to it, a small menu appeared. The display will sense your bracelet, and this menu will appear. Taking a look at the menu referred to the woman, Claire noticed that the words displayed were unfamiliar to her. It was as if it were a different language.